Hey guys, quick little video on set plays. Basically what you do consistently every time. We're going to start with the opening face-off. What I like to do off the face-off is pass it straight to my center so that he can go into the offensive zone. The purpose of set plays is so that you're not clueless when it comes to the outcome of a draw. You want to have an idea of what you're going to do so that you can execute it. You want to have set plays like this everywhere to be more prepared than your opponent is. You'll be able to one-up them by having a strategy ready before the puck is even dropped. You also need to have a set play ready when you lose the face-off. In this case, I know my center is going to push on his own, so I quickly switch to the right wing to apply some forecheck on him and block him from making the pass to his winger down low. So you need to recognize whether or not you're playing against someone who forechecks like that. If you are, your set play needs to change so he doesn't poke it from you. What I like to do is make a quick pass to my other defenseman before moving upward, or again passing it to the defenseman and then back up to the center. By having these set plays, you don't have to think as much. And by that, I mean it becomes second nature to you. This last one here can be off of any face-off as long as your opponent goes for the tie-up. What you do is you quickly switch to another player and go for a poke check, so that it creates that dynamic of the puck just randomly going wherever. And it works really well countering this next clip. You guys have seen this one from the past NHLs. You go for the tie-up, grab your winger, and just snipe it top shelf. Probably the easiest way to score imaginable, but keep that poke check in mind on defense. So here are some different ways that you can score 5-on-5 in the offensive zone. This one's going to be off a tie-up. You go for the pass for the one-timer. Top right, it's an easy goal. Poke check would have stopped that one. Players won't always align that way, but if they do, you can set it up like that. Probably also helps that you're using the overload strategy so that your players are further spaced apart. That's just for these offensive draws. This next one's a really popular one among high-level players. Win it back to your defenseman who's playing aggressive, and then you pass it to the right for the one-timer. The next clip is a variation of it. Most people expect the defender to take a shot here, so they'll try to block the shot. That defender all the way on the right just does not try to intercept that pass for some reason. So to be honest with you, the only way to defend this is switch to the goalie and hug the post. You guys probably won't see a lot of people doing this unless you're in Division 1. But it's easily the most overpowered set play in NHL 17. It's honestly as bad as the tie-up cheese in NHL 15, where you can switch from your center after you get tied up. With these plays, you guys also have to make sure that your forwards are on the offhand as well for the efficient one-timer. Now we're on the power play where I came up with my own set play right here. This one will only work if your center stick is facing the closest boards to you. Basically, if you're taking the face-off on the left, your center needs to be a lefty. If he's on the right, he needs to be a righty. What I like to do is have my power play line so that the top one is a lefty and the bottom one's a righty, so that you're prepared for both situations. This works both ways as I'm about to show you guys. You just do a stick lift, move forward. Make sure you're pointing the left stick towards the winger that you're winning the face-off to, and take the one-timer. Guy on the left doesn't even need to be facing you when he takes this one-timer. It could be one of those awkward one-timers where it's not even a slap shot. This will probably work even better if you do a saucer pass with the right bumper or R1 button. In this play, I'm going to try going for the same thing, but I'm going to realize the pass isn't available to me. So I'm going to do a little tweak to it, and then still end up with the goal. In most cases, I end up pushing the front of the net anyway. So all it takes is to get in front of the goalie and just take a shot like that, which you guys remember from my high percentage shots video. So sometimes you have to adapt, but in most cases you guys should be trying to do the same thing over and over again. Another one on the power play, very similar to one I showed you earlier. You go for the tie-up and then pass it for a one-timer. Make sure that you're shooting it top right as well, otherwise you're just probably going to hit the goalie. This one's going to be an interesting one off a tie-up as well. I'm going to try going for the wrist shot off the face-off, and I don't have enough space for it, so I pass it to my defender to shoot it top right. It works almost exactly the same way as a D-to-D one-timer. And you can take those kind of one-timers from absolutely anywhere. 4-on-4 in this situation, you know what he doesn't expect? A tie-up right here. So then what do? You take these kind of chances if they're given to you. There's a chance to miss the net, but you should worry about that when it happens. Alright, last two clips. This time it's on the penalty kill. If you win the face-off, you obviously get rid of it or try going for the breakaway, but if you lose, you should charge the hell out of the guy who's about to get the puck. Quick poke check gives him no time to react, gets him out of the zone, and in many cases a breakaway. This last one isn't a face-off set play, but it's a set play that people like to do from behind the net. When you go for a line change here, you can then shoot it or just pass it along the boards, and you'll just give yourself an easy breakaway like this and then not bury it. I've only seen 2 people do this to me. It's one of the most frustrating things in the game because your defensemen, they are not going to go and try to stop the line changers. And it's very effective against my forecheck. Best way to defend against this is you can't forecheck. But instead, anticipate this if it's done to you at least once. That'll do it for this short video. I apologize for talking fast, but the clips that I had were kind of short. So I needed to make sure I got my thought across in that clip. Hopefully this also gets you guys thinking about the game before the puck is even dropped, so that you can surprise your opponent with a quick play. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next week with some more NHL 17 tips.